I want to give you a behind the scenes look at what happens during my Sabel Syndicate session in your practice, and more importantly, exactly how I prepare for it. Over the course of a couple hours to a full day, depending on the package that you pick, I come into your practice and make an entire library of marketing assets for you. It all starts with the videos we create together. The videos are the foundation. For the context of this video, I'm talking about my long form package, so that's 10 long form videos. After that, my Sabel Syndicate session, you're gonna get something called my Sabel Syndicate Session stockpile that's gonna have all of it together. So it's a combination of digital assets, physical assets. It's a ton of great material that your patients will love. And by the way, I'm gonna do an unboxing of my Sabel Syndicate Session stockpile in another video. If you're watching this on my website, it's gonna be directly below this video. If you got this video from maybe a letter that I sent you or just stumbled on it on my YouTube channel, click the description of this video and the link to that is in it. I definitely want you to check it out because there's a ton of great pieces in there that I give you, but there's also a lot of examples that I go through of how we're gonna make something like that for your practice that you can give to your patients to, again, establish authority and create a lot of value for your patients. Before we get started, there are 3 specific lessons in this video that I wanna share with you. Number 1, show, don't tell. Now I can tell you I do a ton of research before preparing for our session in your practice, and you might believe me, you might not believe me, but it takes on another level when I actually show you everything that I do to prepare, and I'm gonna show you how I prepared for my recent client that I was working with. The lesson here, show, don't tell, is something that we're going to be doing in all the marketing that we create for your practice, not just the videos, the brochures, the pamphlets, everything we give out. The thing about it is people trust you more when you show them something, but they also like you a lot more, especially in an industry like medicine where there's so many amazing things that you do. It's such the human body itself is so fascinating, but the marketing is so dull. So when you take people behind the scenes and you actually show them what you do, they're going to trust you more, they're going to appreciate you more, but they're going to value you more. That's why some of the most premium brands in the world have making of videos, behind the scenes videos, how they came up with a specific product. The behind the scenes, show, don't tell, is one of the most persuasive things you can do. If you take them behind the scenes, you show, don't tell, it's something that allows you to take your patients into your world. And when you show your passion, show how really, if we're going to be honest, this is the majority of your life is spent in this practice. The majority of my life is this business. I wouldn't be putting in as much as I do, and you wouldn't be putting in as much as you do, both from a time standpoint and a monetary standpoint, if you didn't love it and if you didn't get fulfilled from it. So showing, not telling really allows you to do that, and I hope it's translating on video right now because that's how I feel, and that's how it's going to translate when we make these videos together. Number 2, everything that I do here, from how I prepare for my videos, to that box that I give out, the physical gifts, I'm giving it to you because I want you to have it, and I want to be a professional, and I want to show up prepared, and I want to do an excellent job for you in your practice, and most importantly of all, your patients. So I look at, it's first and foremost you, then your practice, then your patients. But everything that I do here, and I make videos like this kind of take you behind the scenes because I want all of it to be an example for what you can do in your practice and what we'll be doing together. When you actually give someone something physical, tangible, like actually even the act of buying books or even the act of, I've got my notes here, writing it out longhand, it's a totally different experience. Number 3, this one is so simple, it's one word, alliteration. This is something that I incorporate in all of my marketing, both my marketing that I do for myself in outreach to doctors like you, but also in all the marketing that we do. The psychology behind alliteration is defined. It is one of the best ways to make your message, make your product, your service, surgeries, whatever it may be inside your practice, more memorable, and to have it linger inside the mind of your patients. Once you notice it, it's everywhere. I have a couple examples here I wanted to share with you just randomly today that I heard that I journaled out. Coca-Cola, American Airlines, Best Buy, Porsche Panamera, San Jose Sharks, Rolls-Royce, Wraith, Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme, Weight Watchers. I do it. Sabel Syndicate, Sabel Syndicate Session. That's when I come into your practice. Sabel Syndicate Session stockpile. That's the box that I give you after our content. So just a little detail. It's something you can, I like this one because it's something that you can integrate in all of your marketing immediately. So now let's get into the behind the scenes. Here's exactly what to expect during my Sabel Syndicate session in your practice. It's broken up into 3 parts, the before, the during, the after. Now they're not equal. The before is the most important thing, and I wanted to give you a behind the scenes tour of my entire approach when I first meet you up until we start filming videos of how I prepare for it. This is everything that I used for my most recent client. This was a client that I just met. I wanted to take you behind the scenes of it just because it was top of mind. This is a stockpile of notes and research that I did. It's just a huge binder of just random articles, samplings, things like that. The next thing I have here is I have my written notes here, and I have some notes here. This is all longhand, listening to, doing research on their existing products and services, reading their reviews. I know if you're seeing this, I've written you a letter by hand. That's just for you. This is the green pen that I use. Only for you. I do research. It's not one size fits all. Everything that I do, all of this is just for one specific client. So this is the thing that I enjoy the most. So here's some of my written notes. I have here a checklist of, so this is a bunch of videos that we filmed. It's a checklist of everything. This is during filming. I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but I just wanted to kind of lay this out here. Video title. Did I film the video? Did I edit the video? What was the title that I settled on? Because the title is so important. Going back to copywriting. The caption, this is the caption when you post it on YouTube. The thumbnail, I edit the thumbnail. Podcast audio, that's me extracting the audio. Transcription with my questions, that's here somewhere. Actually, I don't have a, funny enough, I don't have a copy of it, but it's a transcription with everything in it. I'm going to show you in another video. And then lastly, an email about my question. So I'm going to cut this up into emails. So if we make 10 videos, you're going to be getting a minimum. It's never 10 emails, but it's, you know, more than that. You're probably going to get, I'd say per video, 2 to 3 different emails that you can send out to your database. This is the journal that I did. This was just a bunch of thoughts. And this is something that all the research that I do right here, here's some, this particular doctor was dealing with specific symptoms for a program that they have, all that, common refrains, common misconceptions and mistakes, video ideas. So this is just, I mean, for this one client in this one session of me writing out and doing research, I had over 10,000 words worth of notes. I like to start really big and then cut it down into specific things. So that's the way that I do that. So that is really step one. The next thing that I do is, so these are, for example, a bunch of books and things that I researched just on my own that they recommended. You can see that I have Post-its here. The next thing I have here is some, just some notes, some more notes, always taking notes, always writing. This was for, this one's just particular, this is just hooks. So this was a journal for them that I did of just hooks. And what the hook is, it's the opening of the video. Like for example, the most overlooked but impactful plastic surgery I perform is skin cancer removal. So this was a specific thing. Let's do another one here. Do you know the difference between cosmetic plastic surgery, reconstructive plastic surgery, and non-surgical plastic surgery? But you can see I just have pages and pages of different notes. When we film, I do it in red, so that's kind of more notes that I'm taking, gives me more ideas, and you know, there's a lot of them here. I like to color code too. So here's like a generalized frequently asked question series, most common concerns addressed, just for this specific doctor. So for example, this was a video that we did about hormones. I have 11 questions that I fed that doctor and that she answered, and we just kind of went through it. And that's the format of the videos that I do. It's an interview style type video, but it's very easy. You're just answering questions. It's just like right now we're having a conversation one-on-one. I do some red here of some follow-up things, and then I have my hook in green here. You can also see here just, you know, color-coded different things. For example, like here's the opening hook of this video. Do you know where your thyroid is? More importantly, do you know why it's so important to your overall health? I'm going to explain both in this video. So that's the opening hook. Then we got all the questions. The thing about when you make these types of videos is it naturally creates more ideas, more information. So I have pages here that I write a follow-up one. Here's one that I want to share with you, just a thought that I had when we were making it. These videos are more thoughtful, informative, and offer better care than what most patients get from their primary doctors that they pay for. And that's the power of these videos. We are starting conversations, giving value, and creating awareness through all of it. They will help many people. So that's just kind of, and then I also get ideas for follow-up videos and things like that. So, but that was that format for that particular client. And it's generally all the same, but you can see how much I write out. this is, for one session, I think this is probably 20% full already. So the most important thing is that preparation. Showing up with this, giving you these, like for example, here's a script of video that I'm filming with a doctor, plastic surgeon. Strong opening hook introduction, initial consultation, preoperative preparation. This is a different doctor that I'm working with. The day of surgery, post-operative recovery, life after your surgery, then a really strong outro to kind of put a bow on the end of the video. So give you this ahead of time. You don't need to prepare, but it is nice to kind of know the format of it and a general idea of what questions I'm going to get getting in. It's a balance. It's like 80% organic, 20% prepared. Allows you to really show up as your best on these videos and really make them dialed in. Now we're going to go to the during phase, which is when we're going to create those videos. So beforehand, like I mentioned, I'm going to give you these notes ahead of time of what we're going to talk about, what we're going to film. This is not random. It's something that we would have discussed beforehand. So we have our initial consultation where we sit down, we meet, maybe it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it may be. You kind of say, well, these are the top three procedures or top 3 treatments, whatever it may be that I want to focus on. I usually like to start with, like I mentioned in that letter, what are your top 5 things that you do, top 5 people that you enjoy helping the most. That kind of narrows it down, and then I take it from there. After I show up before filming, we pick out all the locations where we want to film. General rule of thumb is we're going to be filming 10 videos. It's nice to maybe have 2 or 3 different spots. Depending on your practice, some have incredible waiting rooms. Some are kind of more back office is the majority of the practice. So however that is, we're gonna plan things out. If you have a really unique waiting room, maybe with like an art feature, an aquarium, a fish tank, a water wall, something like that. I know a lot of times your waiting room and your office overall is a reflection of your personality. I like to have that come through in the video. I want to get creative with it. So we take the time to frame things a certain way. I'm just kind of doing vlog style here, but anything that you want to showcase in your practice will be showcased. Maybe it's in a room you want to do it. I love filming videos in the operating room. It's really cool because it's a very big space, so we can turn out the lights, we can have some backlighting, you can have the table, you're showing off equipment. When I film all these videos with you, before we start filming, we're going to scout out some locations inside your practice to really get them dialed in and make it look nice. So as you can see, my system is extremely streamlined and efficient. The number one compliment that I get from most doctors, and I only bring it up because it's something that to me I know it's a job well done, is thoroughness, preparation, and how quickly it went. And that's my number one goal with all of this, is being thoroughly researched, thoroughly prepared, showing up, making you look your absolute best, unlocking all that value inside your mind that you can share with the audience. And the only way that I can do it is by bringing my best performance. All this work beforehand is the most important part of all of it. When I get to filming the content, the during phase, it's almost kind of like an exhale, because that's the easy part. I've prepared, I've done all this stuff, you've gotten the questions ahead of time, I sit down, I'm going to interview you, we rip through it, it looks phenomenal. So that's, to me, is the number one thing that I'm most proud of, is just the thoroughness and the preparation that I have to make these videos with you. So before, during, and now after I film, I go into, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, the debrief phase. That's when I edit the videos. That's when I get them all dialed in. We're gonna just do straight takes of these videos. If you make mistakes, we're gonna cut them out. All the videos that we do together are gonna be edited. I edit it, get the audio dialed in, get the lighting dialed in, do outros. So outros are disclaimers and things, contact information, put them all together so you get 10 videos delivered to you, and then of course all those other things that I mentioned, like podcast episodes, transcriptions, blog posts. There's no difference between a pamphlet that you give out and an actual blog post. So all that stuff happens in the debrief, the after phase. Turnaround time on that, depending on how much we create, is usually 2 to 3 days, and then I deliver that box to you afterwards, which is the most exciting part of all, because you're getting all this phenomenal material that you can that you can use inside your practice to help as many patients as possible. And that's the goal. That's your goal, and that's why you're in business, is to help as many patients as possible with your expertise and everything that you know. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look of my Sabel Syndicate session. This phase right here, the research phase and the prep phase, is the most exciting part of all. Like I mentioned, copywriting and videography, those are my 2 passions, and I think it really translates through into these videos. I would love the opportunity to sit down with you and discuss what a Sabel Syndicate session would look like in your practice, the benefits it would give you in your practice, but more importantly, above all else, all the benefits that they'll give to your patients. I feel so strongly about all of this and how much you'll love it that at the end of my Sabel Syndicate session, if you're not happy with the results, if you're not blown away with it, and if you don't see the value in it, you don't have to pay anything. That's my guarantee to you. It's my guarantee always. I want to meet your expectations and I want to exceed them. I want to deliver overwhelming value for your patients. And I think after we do this, after we have a Sabel Syndicate session inside your practice, you'll really appreciate it and you'll love it. And most importantly of all, it'll deliver a lot of value to your patients. You can call or text me directly at 310-774-7311. That's my cell phone. I don't have an office number, so call or text me anytime. Would love to hear from you. Would really, more than anything, is just start a discussion of what it would look like. What are some of your favorite surgeries? What are some of your favorite services, treatments? What type of patient do you work with? I know I've journaled it out in some of the letters that I've sent you already. If you've gotten those letters, those are just directly to you one-on-one. Those are some of the ideas that I have. So that's the guarantee that I offer. I know you'll be blown away by the results and look forward to meeting you and doing one of these sessions with you and delivering all this to you after we're done. Have a great rest of your day and thanks for watching.